Just waiting for more people to come on here. Hello, hello. Got a few more minutes. Who's all on there? Somebody write something so I know where you're at. I can say hello. Got about 3 more minutes, folks. Hello, hello, Sarah. From Asheville, Alabama. What's up, Dan? Hello, hello. Y'all gonna learn a little something today. At least I hope. I may, excuse my French, piss some people off. Primarily dog trainers. I'm not looking for everyone to agree with what I have to say, but I've been in this business for a long, long time, and the techniques that I have used have worked for me since 1978. Got a couple more minutes. Counting down. Hello, hello from Westlake. Hello. From Texas. That's what I like. Lived in Texas over 20 years training dogs. Hello, Kojak. What's up, man? Come on, I got people following me from California to Florida, New York, Maine. We're going nationwide. Hello, Dan from Eastlake, my old friend. Now, let me tell you about Dan. I taught his brother how to do protection work back in the 80s when I was working police dogs. That kid just wouldn't learn. I told him to stand still, and his name was PJ, everybody called him. He'd move and that dog bite him in the butt every time. Ah. Hello, Joe from Florida. What's up, man? How many of you out there by chance are dog trainers? Anybody? Hello, Brian. What's up, my buddy? Oh, Brian, I taught Brian how to train dogs. He's from Texas. Damn good trainer. It's because I taught him how to train. But we got just a couple more minutes. I want to see some more people on here. We're going to get going. So far, we got quite a few. Who else is here? Oh, Brian's from... Yeah, Brian, we know you're from... Well, I know you're from Waxahachie. How you doing, my buddy? You staying busy training dogs? Hello, hello, we got a new one. You're trying to learn. Well, you came to the right place, Kojak. How long have you been working with dogs there, buddy? If you don't mind me asking. Has it been a while, or are you still in your learning phase there, Kojak? You're going to learn a little bit from me. I hope, anyway. I'm going to get this ball rolling, so I don't want to bore everybody, but I've been training dogs, like I said, a long, long, long time. The problem with some of the trainers today, they have, I'm going to call it a misconception of training. The reason I say that, they think, well, you put a leash on a dog and you jerk them around, or you just give cookie and cookie and cookie and cookie, and oh man, look at how smart my dog is. No, you're just feeding them. That's the way I look at it. There is a place for treat training. There is a place for positive reinforcement. But there's a time when you have to start taking those treats away. You can't walk around for the 3 years, 4 years, 5 years of walking around with a box of milk bone or whatever kind of treats on your side. You got to start weeding them away. Now, there's people that's going to argue with me about 100% reinforcement. By God, it works. Yeah, it does. To a certain degree, it does work. I'm not here to start fights with anybody, but there's a time to give a treat. There's a time to take the treat away. 100% reinforcement does not work 100% of the time. You take a dog outside that knows nothing. Now you got all the senses of that dog are working. You got his eyes going. You got his nose going. His ears are going. Oh my God, it's a whole new world. Let's say the wild ancestry of the dog, whatever, kicks in. He wants to smell his nose. He's smelling everything in the world because that's what dogs do. And 90% of the time, you are not going to get that dog's attention with a treat. So what do? We start in an area with no distractions. Your living room, your garage, your kitchen, wherever it may be. And you get the dog doing simple things. And yeah, you can start giving the dog a treat if he does good. But after a while, start taking that treat away. You never run out of love and affection. Now, I'm not saying to be firm on your dog 100% of the time. That will not work either. Because then your dog starts reacting completely out of fear. If that happens, you got a dog that's scared to death and really don't want to do anything for you. So, you have to be firm but fair. Now, let's get into bringing a puppy into your house. Now it's Christmas time, and I'll be honest with you, I am getting swamped with puppies. I mean, wall-to-wall puppies every day. People call, I got a new Christmas puppy. I got a new Christmas puppy. How do I stop him from play bite? How do I stop him from jumping up? Well, the thing is, the people are creating that problem. You create the problem. It's not the dog's problem. He jumps on you. Oh, look how cute he is, and you're going to love on him. And oh my God, what a cute puppy. Well, then you end up calling a professional trainer like Brian in Texas or me. Now, I don't know how many other trainers. I'm sorry if I left any of y'all out. But then you come to us to fix the problems that you have created. Now, how do I say you created that? Well, I'm going to line it out for you. Dog jumps on you as a puppy. Oh, look how cute. Hi, baby. What did you just do? I'm going to give you all a second to think about that. What'd you do? You condone that behavior. You praise that dog for jumping on you. So now every time the dog wants love and affection, he jumps on you. That's a no-no. Do not touch that dog if he jumps on you. Don't do it. It's not a good thing. Now, number 2. You get a puppy. Let's say it's under the Christmas tree. Oh boy, look at, I got a puppy. Let's go to, and I'm not going to say any names. Let's go, I'm going to call them, how about the pet supermarket, the pet store. Let's just call it at that. And we're going to get this toy, and we're going to get that toy. Oh, and look at, here's a fuzzy one with a squeaker in it. And oh, here's this, and oh, here's this. And you take it home. Next thing you know, you're up to $50, $60 worth of toys. Now, let's think about it. When you put all these toys on the ground and you start playing with the dog, does your puppy or the dog you just rescued, okay, do they actually know it's a toy? No, excuse my French, it's just a bunch of shit on the floor I can chew on. That's the way I look at it. The puppy does not know those are toys. So, what are you doing? Oh, look at, he chews on this and he chews on that and he's doing great. Now, does he really know the difference between a $150 pair of Nikes, or does he know the difference between his toy and Dad's $400 pair of boots? No. All he knows, it's on the floor, he's allowed to chew on it. Now, here's the thing that just frustrates the hell out of me. Now you're going to discipline that dog for chewing on those boots when it know no different. It doesn't know any different. It's like, why can I chew on these? But these are on the floor, so I should be able to chew on these. So you go ahead and you discipline the dog for something he doesn't know. So in order to learn what I'm breaking this all down to, in order to learn, what do you have to do? Let's think about that. What do you got to do? Come on, people, answer me. I want one answer up here, and then I'll move on. What do you got to do to learn? What do you have to teach? Brian, I'm counting on you, bud. You better answer me, and it better be right. Now, I'll tell you. Hello, Rob Henry. How's your dogs doing, man? How's little Rolo? Sorry, I got off track here. It's one of my clients up here. In order to learn, you have to show right from wrong. You were kind of right, Shauna. You got to show them what toys are theirs. Exactly. Brian, set them up. That's another thing, and I'm going to be getting to that. Now, in order to learn, whether it be obedience, whether it be behavioral problem solving, whether it be a kid in school, and to make it better for you guys to understand what I'm saying is, let's say you're in school, and you got a test that day. You know you really don't want to fail that test. You don't want to do it, man. You're going to get in trouble by your parents, whatever. You don't want to flunk it. Well, guess what? The test came, and you got 20% of those questions right. Well, you bombed it. Well, if the teacher comes up to you and says, you're lucky I don't fail you for the semester, blah, 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 but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll test you tomorrow. Are you going to pass that test? Now think about what I just said. Are you going to pass that test by what the teacher just told you and you didn't want to fail the test in the first place? Think about it. No, you're going to bomb the test again. Why? It's real simple, people. Because you were not shown, I should say, the difference between right and wrong. Now, wherever you made your mistakes, if the teacher came up to you and said, well, you bombed this, this is how you do it. You bombed that, this is how you do it. Now, if he tests you the next day and you know where you made your mistakes, now you have a better chance of passing that test. All I'm saying is, a dog is no different than a person. In order to learn, you have to show the difference between right and wrong. Okay? And is it going to be easy? No, it's not. But what opens up a line of communication with a dog? Okay? What's going to open it up? What's going to open that dog's eyes? Actually, obedience training. Obedience opens a line of communication up between you and your pet. In other words, we're going to place the puppy to a sit, and he gets a little scratch on the head. Good boy. Then we're going to lift him up, and we're going to place him to a sit again. Good boy. Now, If he doesn't do it, after you've seen him do it a couple times, he knows what sit means. So you tell him sit, he doesn't do it, you give him a quick little leash correction. Nope. The word no is associated with the correction. And then when he sits, he gets praised. Now, let's fall back. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Now, like Brian was saying, if you guys were reading what Brian said, I taught you well, Weed Hopper. Here's the thing. Set the dog up when he's ready to be set up. I want you to get I only want 2 toys out on the ground. And you're going to play with them 20 minutes a day. And at the end of that 20 minutes, you're going to give him a treat. Good boy. So what are we doing? We're redirecting from what he was chewing on. We're redirecting him. We're going to give him a treat. And we're going to pull his toy away. And we're going to put it away. Now, he's got a bone to chew on or something like that. But whatever you want to use. But I want the toys taken away. Now, it's ready for playtime. And it's going to stop a lot of your chewing problems. Why do dogs chew? Okay, let's say they don't chew on much or not chewing your shoes, anything like that. But, man, he's eating my couch. I try locking him in a room, and he's starting it. Man, he's chewing my bedspread. He's scratching my doors. He's chewing on the woodwork. Why do they chew? Because they're bored and they're stressed. A dog can only do 3 things when they're bored, stressed, high anxiety dogs. I got to do something. Oh my God, what am I going to do? They can do 3 things: chew, dig, and bark. That's all those dogs can do. So what we have to do is teach them what to chew on when you get bored. You give him his bone. You give him any of the other products out there, kind of like a Gum-A-Bone or a Kong, something like that. Let him enjoy that. But back to the obedience part now. Back to opening up a line of communication. All right. Sit, I get praised. I don't, I get corrected. So if he chews on something in the house then that he's not supposed to be chewing on, you could tell him, nope. Oh, there's that correction. That's that word. I did something wrong. Oh, but now Mom's showing me what she wants me to chew on. This is like obedience. You see what I'm getting at? You cannot just discipline and expect the dog to learn. They have no idea what the heck they're being disciplined for. They're just doing what comes natural. Okay? Just like the jumping up. How do you stop a jumping problem? Don't say correction. Don't say correction. Don't say correction. It's a real simple way to do it. You taught that puppy or the dog that you brought into your home that when he came up to you, oh boy, hi buddy, how you doing? So again, you're condoning that behavior. So by correcting that behavior and not showing him what you want him to do, what are we doing? We're just correcting the dog for no reason because we're not showing him what's expected. And I don't care if 15 people on here say, well, they jump, I'm going to teach a dog to sit. Okay, and then what do? Then you praise them. So what's that put in the dog's head? If I jump on Dad, but then if I sit, then I get praised. So I'm going to jump on him, I'm going to sit, then I'm going to praise him. Well, like I said, a lot of you guys aren't going to agree with me, but I've been doing this for well over 40 years. And I'm going to tell you right now, the best way to stop a jumping problem is walk in, put your hands in your pocket, don't look at the dog, don't touch the dog, that dog does not exist in your mind. Just walk in, stand there for a second. It may take 2 minutes. And if he's trying to play bite with you the whole 9 yards, suck it up, Buttercup, and stand there. If he doesn't see your hands trying to push him down and you're not getting frantic, most likely he's going to get down and he's just going to walk away. Now, You guys may agree with me. You may not agree with me. But that's the way I've been doing it for years. It works for me. And I'll be honest with you. My methods work. My trainers that I taught how to train, it works for them also. I mean, since I've been going here, I moved back from Texas and I started this in-home dog training business. We are the busiest dog trainers in Northeast Ohio. I mean, we are swamped. We are rated #1 on Thumbtack, and that's another website if you want to look for trainers. We're rated #1 in every zip code in Northeast Ohio. Believe me, what I'm trying to tell you works, but you have to do what I say. Now, a lot of people think, well, this dog trainer came over and he said he guaranteed he can get my dog doing this and doing this. Well, you better start throwing red flags up. If you have any dog trainer that comes to your home, doesn't have to be me, because you'll never hear it come from my mouth. Any dog trainer come to your house and say, I guarantee I can stop him from doing that. I guarantee I can stop him from doing that. Ask him when he's moving in. Your trainer is only, I would give it the most 12% to help you to train your dog. And I'm being real honest. I mean, if you look at things realistic, the trainer, when he's there, he's going to work your dog. He's going to get your dog doing it. Who has to do the work? Who has to be consistent? The owner. If the owner is not consistent of what the trainer is telling him, it's not going to work. That trainer can come to you for 3 years. Unless you do your homework, it's not going to work. And I tell this to every single one of my clients. I tell it to every person in an evaluation I talk to. My trainers that go in to do assessments or evaluations, whatever you want to call it, they tell them that too. If we tell you to do A, B, and C, you've got to do A, B, and C. You can't do A and C or B and C. You have to do what your trainer says. If you don't, you might as well just take a Bic lighter, put it to your money, and just let it burn up or throw it out in the street or do something, because it's not going to work. Everybody says, oh boy, I'm going to let my dog, I'm going to a board and train facility. Now, I'm not knocking every board and train person out there. Yeah, they'll train your dog. As a matter of fact, I'm going to mention a name, Brian, who's been writing on here. He board and trains, but he also does private lessons. Now, the thing is, Brian gives his people follow-up lessons. He makes sure the dog is working for the people. There's a lot of trainers out there in the Cleveland area. They come and they give you this big line. I'm going to keep your dog for 2 weeks, and I'm going to teach you how to use this e-collar or how to use a prong collar. And all of a sudden, 2 hours later, they're gone. And your dog goes home and says, thank God, boot camp is over. I don't have to do it here. Well, unless the trainer follows up with you on a regular basis, you just spent $2,300 for nothing. That's why myself and my trainers, we come to your home. We see your problems. We meet your family. We basically become friends of the family. But, oh, my dog's chewing on that right there. Now we see what the dog's chewing on. In a board and train facility, well, my dog's chewing everything. I'm going to send him off to school. Send him off to school. He ain't got nothing to chew on. He doesn't have that opportunity to chew on anything. So when he goes back home, oh, hell, here's my couch. I can chew on it. Here's Dad's shoes. So really, the dog does everything for the trainer, but the dog will do nothing for you unless you do what the trainer says and follow through step by step by step. And the trainer stays in touch with you. If he doesn't stay in touch with you, you might as well, like I said, burn your money. Now, I follow a couple people on YouTube. There's a couple dynamite trainers, and they've been in the business just as long as me, and they're fantastic. We think the same, but like there's one trainer, I'm not going to give out any names, but when you have your dog trained by him, he's your trainer for the life of that dog. If you have any problems at all, you call him up. I would say 90%. There's a very small amount of trainers that'll do that. But I would say maybe 10%, if you're lucky, will come and see you. Will follow up with you. I try to follow up with my people. A matter of fact, every time I graduate someone, and I've graduated a ton of people, and I always tell them, and my trainers tell them if it was their lesson, if you run into any problems whatsoever, call us. We'll help you. I don't care if it was an 8-week course, a 6-week course, or an unlimited lesson course. You run into any problems, you call me, and we'll help you. Okay? Very few trainers will do that. Let's discuss some more about taking your dog out and taking him out for walks. And oh my gosh, he pulls and he does this and he just won't listen. And it seems like he's pulling so much. I don't want to put a collar on him, so I put a harness on him. Well, that's not so good. What are you encouraging when you put a harness on your dog? Now he's got no restrictions. He's got no corrections. You're giving him the opportunity to pull. Harnesses were basically manufactured or made years upon years upon years upon years ago. Okay? For sled dogs. For cart pulling. For whatever. So the strain isn't on the dog's neck. It's around his body. Now he can pull. There's no restrictions. Now, I use harnesses, but I use harnesses when I teach protection dogs. Level 1 dogs, level 2 dogs, level 3 dogs. And what I mean that there's different levels of protection. But it's better to have a harness. It makes the dog want to pull. I'm going to eat your butt, ain't you? So what you have to do, exactly right, Kojak, it promotes more pulling. Exactly right. So what do? We get the dog starting to work in the house, no directions. What trains a dog? And I know Brian will answer this. Repetition, consistency, and love and affection. Don't try taking your dog out. And I've seen heels do that. I've seen trainers do this. Well, we're going to get him to heel. And he's walking, and he's walking, and he's walking, and he's walking, and he's not stopping. But he's correcting, and he's correcting, and he's telling the dog heel, and he's correcting. The dog doesn't know what heel means, but yet he's telling her, and he's correcting it. Man, good luck. It's better to take it a dog in a non-distraction area. Take 3 steps, stop. 1 step, stop. 2 steps, stop. Now what are you doing? The more you stop, the more the dog has to sit. You're placing it to a sit. Okay? The more he stops, the more you stop, the more he has to pay attention. The more you walk, he can pay attention to this. Oh, look at the squirrel. Oh, there's a cat. Let's smell this flower. Let's eat this leaf. Let's jump on mom's back. Okay? It's not getting you anywhere. It's not fair to the dog. It's not fair to you. And whether you're a trainer, maybe you do that. Well, let me tell you, bud, try what I said. Non-distraction area first. And then slowly work into it. You have a fast-moving dog, then I want you to walk like a little old lady in a walker. Walk very slow. The slower you walk, the dog pays attention to you easier. If you just take off, oh, you're going at the dog's pace now. And he's just going to want a boogie. Okay? So we take things very slow. Remember, training a dog is no different than training a child. Your child comes in your house, you take your shoes off. And moms and dads are very consistent with that. After a while, what's the dog start doing? Or what's the child start doing? He takes his shoes off. Because he knows it becomes a way of life. If mom says, you come in after school, you do your homework. And you're not going to play with Johnny up the street until I check that homework. Now, he knows you're going to be consistent. After a while, what's he start doing? He comes in, he takes his shoes off, he does his homework, mom checks it, now he's allowed to go play. All I'm saying is make dog training a way of life. Don't make it a job. Don't be harsh. Make it fun. Dogs want to have fun. It's just like the other thing I do. I may put what I call an exercise. I don't mean sit and take one step and sit and then give him a cookie every time. But what I'll do is I may take heel, sit, down, stay. If I'm going to work that, I got in my head, okay, I'm going to do this 5 times. Heel, sit, down, stay. That's an exercise to me. Now, once he does that exercise, and he's completed it, he did a good job, I'll say free dog, or yes, or whatever, to release him from his commands. And I'll take toys, and I'll play with them, and I'll give him cookies, and we'll wrestle, and we'll have a good time. Why? Because that's the dog's paycheck. He works for that play. So, I'm not saying your dog has to be under command 24 hours a day. But make things a way of life, and he'll start doing it. Remember, the dog is not the problem. You're the problem. So when we go into your house to train your dog, a lot of trainers don't do this. They don't look at it the same way I do. But here it goes. I don't care if that dog does anything for me in a private lesson. I really don't. I can give 2 shits. Don't care. What I care about is the dog doing it for the owner. If I can get the dog doing it for the owner, then I'm happy and the owner is happy. You understand? Who cares if that dog he'll sit down, stay, come, and he'll work off leash and, oh my God, look at all the tricks he's learned. I don't care. The owners say, oh, he's marvelous for you, but he don't do nothing for me. Well, then your trainer failed you. He failed you flat out. If more trainers would be, how can I say this? Would look at training as, okay, I'm training the dog a little bit, but my goal is to teach these people how to be good dog owners. Now, if a trainer achieves that, and we change the people, and they understand every bit of the training, that's a dog trainer. Now, there's dog trainers out there that, well, this is the way you train. It's a prong collar. Okay. There's a time and a place for a prong collar. A lot of people say, well, you got to put a prong collar on that dog. So what are people doing? Well, my dog's pulling me, so I'm going to get a prong collar and I'm going to put him on him. Well, if you do that, you're probably going to do more harm than good. There's a right way to use a prong collar. There's a wrong way. Believe me, I've seen more people ruin their dogs with prong collars than you can shake a stick at. But if you let the dog understand that he's doing it to himself, if he goes to the end of the leash and he feels that pressure and he turns around and looks at you and he's like, "Good boy, come here." The dog starts understanding, oh, if I stay by mom, I'm not going to feel this. But if I go ahead, oh, there's that feel. When a dog, if I ever have to resort to using a prong collar, when that dog goes out to the end of the leash, I'll let him go. I do not snap the leash. I just let him feel the pressure. I will not say no because he's making a mistake. But as soon as he turns around and look at me, "Good boy, come here." And then I'm going to start walking the other direction. As soon as he starts going ahead, I'm going to start backpedaling a little bit, and I'm just going to hold the leash. He's going to correct himself. He's going to feel that pressure. After a while, he's going to start following me. There's no correction. There's no jerking involved. That's how to properly use a prong collar. Feeling the pressure, getting the dog used to the pressure. It's not putting it on the dog and cranking the hell out of him. Anybody can do that. Well, everybody in the cities now are doing it because they think that's the only way to train. There are trainers that rely strictly on e-collars. Okay? E-collars, there's a place for them. But to use an e-collar correctly, it's not to really discipline the dog. It's to confuse the dog. I don't crank it all the way up. I'll put it on 1. And it's kind of like putting a D-sized battery to your tongue. And if the dog is not responding to you and he's starting to tear up your cow and you tried everything, get him that little zip. He's going to look around like, where the heck did that come from? Then he looks at you and you give him a toy. Now, it's no different than a dog using an electric fence. He knows he's got to stay away from that electric fence, those flags, or he's going to get zapped. Okay? Believe me, e-collars, if used correctly, work. But I've seen people use them in obedience training for a heel, for a sit, to a down. So what a lot of people who don't know how to use them, they'll say down, and they'll bzzz. Well, after a while, your dog's going to start rebelling. He's going to think every time you give a correction, he's going to get a zap. Then the dog may start fighting back, and yes, it does happen. I've seen it happen time and time again. So unless you're properly trained to use these devices, do not use them. But make sure you find someone that knows what they're doing. Bird dog training. Dog's out 100 yards away. Instead of pointing on a pheasant or flushing a pheasant, he starts running a rabbit. How are you going to correct him? You got to give him a zap. Tell him, no, that's a no-no. But for your average household dog, you don't need it unless the dog is showing aggression toward you. But see, the dog doesn't know you're doing it because you're going to zap him and he has no idea where it's coming from. And like aggressive dogs or dogs possessive aggressive, where I got a bone, you're not coming near me, that's mine. Oh no, that's my toy. I'm going to eat you alive if you try taking my toy. Okay? Now you can try to redirect that. He gets a treat. You get him. So then again, what are you doing? And this is where a lot of trainers are going to disagree with me. And I've seen it on YouTube. The dog growls, you redirect with a treat, okay, and then you take the item away. So, what did you basically show the dog? You showed the dog, if I growl, I get a cookie. All right? It's a very fine line. You got to read the dog. That's why it's best if you have a dog like that, go out and get a professional trainer that knows what they're doing. Okay? Don't go to your PetSmarts. Don't go to your Petco's or and that's the other thing that gets me. Oh, but I'm taking them to a group lesson. Oh, this is it. This is what floors me. Group puppy classes for socialization, wonderful. I recommend it highly. Get your dog around other dogs and let them play. That's all well and good. But trying to teach a dog how to sit in the down, in the stay, in the heel, in a group environment as a puppy, man, you just spent your $75, whatever they're charging you. If the dog doesn't do it for you at home in a controlled environment, how is the dog going to listen to you in a group environment with 8 to 10 other puppies around it? It's like trying to stick baloney on the ceiling. I don't know if that works. I never tried it. It's just something that popped in my head. But do I have any questions so far on anything? Write it down. Want to see it before I move on. All right. Now, a well-rounded trainer, let's say. You have trainers that go to these 8-week schools. Hello, Renee. They go to these 8-week school. I want to be a dog trainer. Okay, well, that's fantastic. You're going to be a dog trainer. That's great. Hello, Cassandra. Hello back at you. That's all well and good if you're in the certificates. I, for one, aren't. I know Brian, for one. We know a lot better than that. What certificate's a piece of paper? You go to school and you got, watch this video. Let's watch this video. Let's watch this video. Next thing you know, you're in the 6 weeks of videos. And then you're in the book work and you're in the classroom work and all this other crap. I'm sorry. I just think it's ridiculous. And what you do when you go to this school, you work a dog maybe 24, 30 hours. And they're going to give you a piece of paper that says, you are a certified professional dog trainer. You really don't want to know what I got to say about that. You really don't. Because it's pretty nasty. Because you're taught that person's method, whether it's prong collar only, whether it's e-collar only, or now the big thing is, see you later, Dan. Let's give a cookie. Let's give a cookie here. Let's give a cookie there. Dog's chewing on this. Let's redirect it. Dog chewing on a shoe. Let's give it a cookie. Let's do this. It's 100% reinforcement. I'm sorry, people. It looks good on YouTube. It looks great in a controlled environment. But it's a real world out there. When there's tons of dogs walking around, and there's squirrels, and there's cats, and there's leaves, and there's smells. What are you going to do? You're not going to tell me that you're going to be able, I've been in the business too long, you're not going to tell me any different. If you take a dog from a controlled environment, and he's working off leash for you for treats, and you go out in the real world, and he's off leash, and a dog goes by, maybe runs by, or a squirrel runs right in front of him, and your dog takes off. What are you going to do? Follow him and say, here, come here, I got a cookie. Too late. Boom. Hit by a car. Damn. Now what am I going to do? Thank you for agreeing with me, Cassandra. I like the way you think, girl. All right, now, back to firm but fair. There's a time for treats, okay? There's times you take a little puppy and you're going to use them, you're going to coax them with the treats. Down, good puppy, and you give them a treat. or place, and you give them a treat. And that's great. Some people, like Mark, a lot of people say yes. A lot of people, if the dog does good, yes, and he gets a treat. Or good, and he gets a treat. That's a verbal marker. Okay? Other people use a clicker. There's no right and wrong between the two. But to me, there's a time you have to get rid of it. You're not going to have a clicker in your pocket all the time. You're not going to have treats all the time. Your dog has to do the obedience and listen what we say because they want to do it. They know, man, I want to please Dad. Dad plays with me. He's my buddy. The biggest mistake a person can make is, hey, Patty, how are you? The biggest mistake a homeowner, or I should say a dog owner, will make is treat their dog like a child. Oh, this is my boo-boo. Oh, what a good puppy. He's my baby. It's okay. You went potty. Oh, it's okay. You chewed on this. Come on, man. I've walked into people's houses, and my trainers have walked into people's houses. They've told me about it. And they see them discipline their kids, and the dog gets away with murder. You know? Come on. Everybody, they think their dog loves them. They think they love their dog, and I love my dogs. But don't take this the wrong way. It's an animal, okay? It's an animal. The dog looks at you, hierarchy, you want to call it, is the master. He's looking for guidance, okay? But if you let him get away with murder, the dog doesn't respect you at all. If you're sitting on the couch, the dog comes in, maybe your spouse lets him in, and he comes in and he jumps up on the couch and lays his head on your lap, what's the first thing you do? You pet him. The dog isn't looking at you, oh, I love you, Mom. No. He's saying, lady, do me a favor. Scratch my head. That's what they're saying. Scratch my head. They don't respect you. Now, if every owner would put a 2-foot barrier around them, that's your space. That's your door. That's my couch. You'll see the dog is going to start understanding. I love you to death, but you're going to sit in front of me and then you'll get your praise. Now, if I want to play with you and I call you over and we wrestle, that's one thing. But other than that, you're going to come up to me and you are going to sit to accept that praise. That's his paycheck. Now, why don't dogs listen to see, there's a reason to my madness, what I'm getting at here. Why don't dogs listen to you? Okay? See, when I teach, you got to use your head. You got to think. This is like quiz time. Why don't your dog listen to you? What is a dog's paycheck? Put it to you that way. What's his paycheck? It's the love and affection you give him. It's that scratch on the head. It's the cookie that he gets. Okay? Why the hell would your dog listen to you if he's going to get everything for free? Why? I wouldn't. If I was able to if someone hired me and they give me $1,200 to go in and train their dog in obedience, and I went to their house and I sat on the couch and I did nothing. I sat there, I drank one of their sodas, maybe ate a sandwich, talked on my phone, but they still gave me that $1,200. Man, I wish I had all my clients. I wish they were like that. I'd get free money. It's a paycheck. But what I'm getting at is your dog is getting his paycheck for free every day. He gets, what, 30, 40 paychecks a day? And for doing what? Nothing. They say, oh my God, my dog's running out my door. What do I do? I got to stop this. So they call a trainer and we charge them astronomical amounts of money. All right? Who started it? The owner. Why? Okay, let's go outside. You open up the door, the dog runs out, and you say, good baby, go potty. What'd you do? You condone that behavior. You condoned it. You let him just run out that door. You thought you were doing the right thing, but really, you weren't doing the right thing. So, what do we got to do to stop this? Again, little bit of manners. We're going to teach a dog, you are going to claim your door. If the dog wants to go ahead of you, no. You keep him about 2 foot back. You make him sit. You make that dog stay. Then you start opening the door, but you make him stand there. He's not allowed to go out that door unless he's invited. Now, how many problems is that going to solve? Tons. If you do what I'm telling you, you'll be able to open that door, prop it open, move furniture in and out, get groceries, and that dog will know he is not allowed out until he is invited. Okay? Again, just manners. Exactly, Cassandra. See, I like you. You want me to train you to be a trainer? I'll teach you. Just move up here to Ohio. Man, I'll tell you what, people. I got people from all over the United States with me, which is a good thing. If nobody has any questions, I think I covered just about everything that I wanted to this first session. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope y'all learned a little bit of something. But remember a couple things. If you're having a problem, work on that problem. I've had people, well, he jumps on everybody. And I said, so what do you do? Well, I put him away when people are over. Well, guess what that's starting? Under socialization. You're showing them, these people are no good. Mom's protected me by putting me in here. Believe me, that's how dogs think. All right? That's where you're getting your fear biters. Okay? That's how you're getting it. Because they don't trust people. The worst thing to do with a puppy is under socialize that puppy. Okay? Don't put them away. Sandra, best way to separate a dog fight. Is that what you're asking me, Cassandra? Cassandra's not answering me. The best way to separate a dog fight, okay, depending, in my eyes, I can see which dog is the aggressor, and I can see which dog is just basically defending itself. I would go toward the aggressor. You can spray water on them. You can try a loud noise. You can go ahead and try hooking a leash on them or looping them with a leash, grabbing them by the back legs, pulling. There's a number of things you can do. But make sure you're grabbing the right dog. Okay? Because, well, number one, I don't know where you work, Cassandra, whether it's at a doggy daycare or you're a trainer. I'm not sure. I don't know you that much. But there's signs that you'll see. If a dog lowers his head, he's getting a beat on that other dog. Nip it in the bud before it happens. Walk that dog away. Okay? A matter of fact, I had 2 boxers I just graduated them a couple months ago. Lady was at wit's end. The older dog was actually that tries new puppy that tries to fight with an older dog, Cassandra. What is the younger dog trying to fight? Oh, you're very welcome, Cassandra. But the thing is, what I would do, since your puppy wants to be a little bully, I would put some serious obedience training, teaching them right from wrong. Start bringing the other dog in at a distance. Gradually start working them together. And then if he's not showing aggression, you can go ahead and give a cookie. You can pet him on the head, good boy. But as soon as he starts lowering his head, or he starts getting in that mode, and Cassandra, believe me, you'll be able to read it. You can give him a correction, no, walk him away. But do not, under any circumstances, once you give that correction for fighting, never, ever, ever praise that dog. It's an unwanted behavior. A mother dog disciplining her puppy will never, ever, ever go back and start licking that puppy. Oh, thanks for stopping doing what you're doing. They won't do it. It's not their nature. Okay? So, unwanted behaviors such as dog fighting and things like this, if you've got to correct, never praise when the dog stops. Okay? It's unwanted. Period. End of story. Don't do it. Okay? Any other questions out there? Let me see. And yeah, Brian, if you're reading what Brian said, I got a question for you. And thank you, Brian, for bringing this up. Whenever I have a little puppy in the house, there's a leash on it, a little nylon leash, and it's dragging it, of course, supervised only. So if the dog is doing something wrong, you can give that little correction. And back to being, talking about aggressive behavior. Whether their dog is going after someone and it's just ongoing, or trying to eat you while you're working him. And believe me, I handle a lot of aggressive dogs. You cannot stop aggression and rely on it 100% that you stopped it, because aggression will stem aggression. It's you're fighting the dog will start fighting you even more. Okay? Now, back in the day, back in the 70s, I'll tell you what, I'd string a dog up for showing aggression. Then I found out, not working too well. Okay? What if he's your best friend? I don't understand, Renee. I'm getting a lot of questions here, folks. Hang on. Oh, you mean if your dog is your best friend? It doesn't matter. If he's showing aggression toward another dog or a family member, he gets corrected and he does not get praised if he stops. It's an unwanted behavior. I hope that answered it a little bit. You can have your best friend. Kojak, I really appreciate it, man. I'm willing to help you any way I can. If you want me to teach you how to train dogs or whatever the situation, we can work something out. I'm not going to discuss anything online here about how we can do it, but I am going to be going nationwide. I've already had some people want me to teach them how to train, whether me bringing them up here and teaching them one-on-one, and I put them up in a hotel, whatever, we'll work it out. but I'll help you anyway. Thank you very much, Kojak. All right, now, that about sums up. Does anybody have any other questions at all? Anybody? All right, I'm just going to let everybody know I'm starting a YouTube page. Okay. Let me see. Is it okay? No. Maria, is that what your name was? Maria? Did I get that right? Yeah, Maria. No, do not put that dog up. No. Because what are you doing? I'm going to go back to what the things I was saying in the beginning. In order to solve a problem, you have to work that problem. By putting him up till he calms down and you bring him back out, he's still going to be a little bit excited. Who is this person? Okay? No. We're going to start teaching when people come in. Do not tell your people, don't look at the dog, don't touch him, don't talk to him. Do not acknowledge that dog in any way, shape, or form. I want you to put the dog on a leash when they come in. I want you to put the dog by you, make him sit. Now, he may try pulling because he wants to go make friends. Don't let him. Don't let the people talk to him. And you'll see after a little bit, Maria, it's not going to happen overnight. But they got to realize everybody isn't there to see them and pet them and play with them. We're going to teach manners. I don't know where you're from, Maria. What I would do is I would try to get the dog under control with some good obedience, with a good trainer. And I don't want you to do this 100% positive reinforcement stuff, please. Like I said, it works in a controlled environment. But believe me, I deal with the question that you asked me every single day. And I mean every day. My trainers deal with it every day. When people come in, my dog's an idiot. He wants to jump on them. He wants to do this. He wants to do that. Maria, gain control. Have your people just stand there at the door, but don't look at the dog. And then have them go sit down, and you keep your dog on a leash. I know it's going to be a pain in the butt, but believe me, there's a reason for my madness, and it will work. Where are you from, Maria? Can I ask? But I'm going to close. I'm waiting for Maria to get back with me. I hope you all learned a little bit of something. But again, raise your dog or treat your dog. Florida. Okay. Hello, Maria from Florida. Believe me, it'll help. Matter of fact, Maria, you can go to my Facebook page anytime you'd like. I will help you online. I'll give you a couple more suggestions. But that's about all the time I have right now. The one thing I want you all to remember, patience is the key. Staying calm is the key. The more flustered you get, the more emotional you get, the more screaming, the yelling, the pulling, all you're doing is heightening that dog's anxiety, and you're not teaching them anything. So when you go to teach your dog something, stay calm, stay relaxed. Any questions, get in contact with me on my Facebook page. I also am letting everyone know I am starting a YouTube channel. I'm going to be downloading this to YouTube. Like, share, tell your friends, tell your family. I'm going to help everybody. So, from one of the rockinest dog trainers in Northeast Ohio, and one of the rockinest in-home dog training schools, Family Dog Training. Peace out, folks. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you learned something. Peace.